Good morning, everybody. It's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is Monday morning, Memorial Day. Sorry I didn't get the video done yesterday. We just had a whole lot going on. So, here I am today. Last day of the month, which doesn't happen too often. Or I guess, no, it's not the last day of the month. It's the next last day of the month. Ooh, then that means I have an extra day. Good. How is everybody? Awesome. It's really good to hear. Alright, so I don't know if I've got a lot of Q&A. I don't think I have too much, which means people come on, ask me questions. I like questions. No haul per se. I have one thing that I've had for a while. You can actually see it here. That I've been meaning to show, but I keep forgetting to bring in. So but I do have a finish. I have whips. I have plans, upcoming plans. And then I was thinking probably next week I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do a video of all the whips I have. All the things that are in progress. So, there we go. Alright, so first a little bit of haul. This was the other thing that came in my last little part from a little help from my friends. It's a crocheted tape measure. And I've used it fairly regularly. So this was actually really awesome. I'm still debating if I can afford to do it again this year. I'd like to, but I don't know for sure. We'll see. Alright, so we'll go into the Q&A. Kaya Otis asked me what brand of coffee do I use. It depends on where I'm at, kind of. At home, we have an espresso, so it's the Nespresso brand. I did not get enough sugar in this morning, so it tastes a little off, but that's the brand I use at home, and I really love the Nespresso brand. At work, I primarily use Green Mountain coffee, because that's what the bank supplies. Really, the only brand of coffee I just am not a fan of is, I don't actually know what brand it is. It comes in a yellow can, and it's from New Orleans, and it has chicory in it. And I would rather cut out my own tongue than have to drink that again. It's not good. Anne Bartel asked, how am I planning to finish the Cowardly Lion? He will be an ornament. Really need to do that. Really need to make them into ornaments. Let's see. Thank you, Vana, for your compliment. Also, and I have no idea how to try and link it, but check out Vana's video on how she stitches, because it's fantastic, and it really does help speed up time. My only complaint with it is I found that it works best if you're completing every stitch as you go. If you do the down and then back, it does, it can sometimes get a little finicky. But minor complaint. But it's really cool the way she stitches. Let's see. Debbie Hazuza asked where she might sell kits and books that she doesn't want. I would recommend on Facebook Stash Unload. It's a pretty big group, and things sell pretty fast off of there. My dog chipped one of my teeth this week, so if you're wondering what I keep staring at, I can see my teeth, and it's weird. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Oh, well, Madonna has a gap in her teeth. I can deal with a slight chip until I can get to the dentist. Debbie Hazuza also asked, do I do parking? No, because parking confuses me. Occasionally, if I know I'm only going to have a couple of stitches on the other side of another color, but it's a little farther than I feel safe counting, I'll hold it out, but otherwise that's it. Oh, y'all wanted to see my bear. Shoot, and I forgot to grab him. I will make a note, and I will bring Honey Bear into the next video. Let's see. Buddy Mom Julie also says, you know, with the response to when would you use paper to stitch on instead of fabric, which Emma asked. I guess that was last week. Okay. What would you use to stitch? When would you choose to stitch paper instead of fabric? What do you use it for? And she brings up the very solid point of an ornament or figure because it won't fray. Sometimes it's just for the look. Paper was a very, very popular thing in the Victorian era to stitch on. And, in fact, there's a designer on eBay, the Victorian Motto Sampler, and a lot of her stuff is specifically designed for paper. And so it was it was pretty popular back then because it was cheap and inexpensive. So I definitely, that's another reason. I've seen some things stitched on paper that just really pretty on paper. So, I think that's all the Q&A. Again, I'm really sorry that I forgot to grab the bear, but to go get him and come back is longer than I'd really like to leave y'all waiting on me to come back. So, no bear for today, but I will bring him next week. And the Oz items will return next week. Alright. So, I guess let's move along to my finish for the week. I finished it up Saturday night? Yes. It's The Clouds Factory, Scooby-Doo. There it is. It's on I'm really, having gone back to 32 counts, I think this is actually 36, that I did 2 over 2. It's done primarily, almost all of it is DMC. The only exception was I did use an orange Cruel Wool from Weeks Dye Works for Velma's sweater, because I wanted it to be sort of sweater-like. I did take out the text because I tried several different times with different thicknesses and none of them looked right. So I took that out. This is on, it's either Haunted or Bewitched from Stephanie. I'm not sure which of the two, but I know it's definitely a fabric by Stephanie. I'm thinking Haunted, but I could be wrong. So, I did do some color changes, just to make them look more like the actual animated characters. But, yeah, there we go. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to finish this one. There we go. Scooby-Doo. And in terms of, like, actual alterations, I did outline the tire on the Mystery Machine because it needed it, and I gave both Fred and Daphne points to his ascot, her scarf, and she got eyelashes, and then I did Shaggy's goatee in stitches versus cross stitches. I just did, like, whole back stitching. So there we go, Scooby-Doo. I had a lot of fun on it. I do enjoy the Clouds Factory ones. So now I get to put my floss back into my kits, and I've got another finish. Yay! Alright, so this week I was kind of all over the place in what I worked on. I still did not do postcards. I think what I'm really, really hoping that next month's postcard is a city I really like, because I'm just not motivated on New Delhi, and so what I'm hoping is if it's a city I really like, then I'll get through New Delhi as motivation to get to my next city. So we're really gonna hope. Alright, so things that I worked on this week, because there were many. Obviously, I worked on Scooby-Doo. I finished out my the top border on Harry Potter. So there's that. As I said last time, I am using different NPI silks, and then Krynex, or Petite Treasure braids, and then one Karen Water Lily. So the purple in the middle is actually Karen Water Lily's African Violet. I used Krynex-wise, let's see, for this round, for the red in Gryffindor, so the glittery red here, I used 031. It's sort of a red and black together. For the silver, for the gold, I used a Petite Treasure braid. In Slytherin, the green is 085, and the silver is 001, and then the purple is 026. So, which I already had in my stash. And then NPI-wise, I'm using, so far, I have used 695 is my gold, 226 is the red, 516 is the green, and 961 is the silver. And then coming up to be used, I've got... That was not what I wanted. For the yellow and Hufflepuff, I've got 135. For the bronze and Ravenclaw, I have 698. For the blue and Ravenclaw, I have 115. My black is 993. And the black will be some of the words. And then other glittery ones planned, I guess. Well, here's the Petite Treasure braid that I'm using for the gold. It's PH01. Don't you love it when your floss attacks you? I've got I'm going to actually do the HP and Harry Potter in silver because I think there's well, actually it's a pewter, because I think there's too much gold. And that's 025. For a lighter gold, which I'll use in other places, I've got Kreinik 102. And then for the closest thing to, for the yellow, I've got Kreinik 221. Oh, and then I've also got, to go in between the spells, Petite Treasure braid 279. So, got all sorts of really exciting things coming. I'm trying to do at least 1 week a month on this one. We'll see how successful I remain, but that's the current plan. So this goes all back in here. Okay. At work, I worked some this week on Scooby-Doo, but I also worked on my work project, which is the Hocus Pocus. So I've got Melica Mystica finished, and I've got the start of Ichta Kopita. And again, it's on Demeter's Harvest by Die Stitch Love. And mostly using Victoria Motto Sampler so far for the words. I do intend to get Gentle Arts Cinders for one part of it. Alright, then I picked out, and I worked a little bit on it, and I remembered I'm still not really in love with it, but it's been hanging around for a while, so I'm trying to go back and forth, like, if I've only got a little bit of time to stitch in an evening, or I'm at a stopped spot, but I don't want to start something else out. So I've been working on the Drawn Thread Halloween Jumble, which I know y'all have not seen in a while. I'm almost done. I'm over halfway, but I work on it a little bit, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. And I don't really know why, because I do like the piece, but it's just, we're not simpatico, it and me, and I don't really know why. But I'm not willing to give up on it completely yet. And then I finished out the top leaves on the tree in Beekeeper's Cottage by Elizabeth Needlework. So I worked on that. And then the always wonderful Kimmy and I are working for the end of the month on fairy tales together. So I started up here with the Little Boy Blue, so I got 2 sheep and part of the house done last night. So my plan is to, between today and tomorrow, try and finish up this section up here. And then the only thing left on the page will be the start of Wizard of Oz. And I can go on to the next page. So that is what I'm going to work on today and tomorrow. And then we get into June. So we've got, of course, the next round of magical creatures. It is the dragon, so I've got to still pick my colors for it. I decided I was going to work on the Gillikin Baker, as my next one from Brooke. And let's see. Oh, his hair is going to be the sparkly part this time. Oh, that's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sweet. Okay, so, yeah, he will be what I start for the month. So, Mr. Gillikin. Because I decided he really does, if he's going to go anywhere, he really should go before the wizard. That's the only logical place for him. So, next month will be the wizard, then the Winky, then the Wicked Witch, then the Quadling, and then finally, Glinda the Good Witch. And there's a Flag Monkey in there somewhere, too. I think he's before the witch. Alright, so we've got that. We've got the next one, Magical Creatures, and then June begins Wine and Whips. So I am going to work on finishing up Blue Jeans and Daisies. So I'm about 2/3 of the way there. I think I can do it. So, that is everything as of now. So we've got a lot on the docket to do. Yeah. Trying to think, is there anything else to go over, Wine and Whips? I think that's everything. Yeah. So, I guess that's everything on my end. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Nose itches. Has a fantastic week. Happy start to June, and I will see you all next Sunday.